Yo, what's going on, guys? It is your boy Brandon from Audio Addiction. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. If you're new here, thanks for vibing. I have always lived a pinned link for the Discord to come hang out, come join. Would love to see you there. It's where I talk about pretty much everything. So, would love to see you in the Discord. That's where we have the fun, the vibes. So, be sick. Um, Tonight feels like a little bit of a long time coming. We are finally doing JY Poppy, or better known as JYP. So excited to check this one out. I've listened to a few songs of his, but haven't fully dived into JY Poppy yet. So stoked. Kaylee, hello. Hope your vacation was cool. Kala, hello, hello. Thanks for joining. But yeah, that's a vibe for tonight. Gunky says JY Poppy. Yeah, we are doing JY Poppy tonight. So excited. If you're joining Wednesday, we'll be continuing on with the Boys Planet dive. We'll actually be getting into groups now, so very excited for that. So come hang out. Would love to see you there. Kyle says all I know is he's he's a very strange man. Yes. Oh my god. I wish I could relive the first JY Poppy video I watched. Oh, I'll never forget it. Kaylee says, yeah, it was fun, hot and humid, but fun. I feel that. I know you can't really tell because of my light, but I got a little sunburnt. We went to a friend's pool yesterday, and your boy got a little toasty, little toasty, little toasty. Eddie, what's good? How's it going, bud? Hope you're doing well. Um, JYP. The fancy font. We love to see it, but very cool. I also want to let y'all know I will also have all of the um, videos on Patreon and stuff. So I will be posting those first. I just have to make some thumbnails for it, but pretty much everything is uploaded already. It just has to get posted. And then YouTube is also somewhat posted. But if you're watching this after, there'll be more videos to come. I'm pretty much gonna just try to post a video weekly on YouTube, and all the Patreon stuff's just gonna go out first immediately, or as quickly as I can get them out. So that is the plan going further. So if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably have missed a couple weeks of content. So go check those out. But yeah, very stoked. He says toasty Hachishi. Yeah, I was a little red, but not too crazy. He says doing well, man. Happy early ID4. Hey, let's go. Unhi, what's good? Oh, did you go to Baby Metal, Unhi? You have to let me know. Love the camera quality. It's pro film. Hey, you know what? Listen, it's just my Sony camera. And then I do a little adjusting, but not too much. So this is the stewed setup, you know. So unfortunately, I did not. Oh man, I thought about it last minute. I really did think about it, but the only other Philly show I'm going to is I'm going to see Bill Murray. I bought tickets for me and my good friend Nick. Shout outs, my boy. We're going to see him in a couple weeks. So in Philly. So come through if you. I think it's sold out, but the tickets are there's still some like cheap tickets, so go see it. I don't know if you're a fan of Bill Murray, Uni. I know you live kind of close to me, so figure I'd ask. But either way, want to give a shout out to Kaylee. Kaylee, thank you for putting the playlist together. Gunky has been wanting me to JY Poppy for quite a bit, so we're gonna be rocking with his music tonight. For those who don't know, we've been just calling it's JYP. Eddie will not get this reference whatsoever, but we call him JY Poppy as a joke. But his name is JY Park, and he's a part of JYP. He's actually I'd assume he's one of the founders of JYP Entertainment over in Korea. So, but yeah, we're gonna be covering his music for better or for worse, from what I know. But we're actually doing it. This is not a tease. It's not a bit. We're actually we're actually covering him tonight, which is crazy. So we're doing "Don't Leave Me," proposal song, We're doing Elevator. I'm already seeing the thumbnail. He's looking lit. We've got number one, Honey, Kiss Me. I have no idea what that is because I can't read Korean, but another Korean song from him. We have The House You Live In, No Love, No More. You're the one. Had enough parties. Your Mama, featuring Jesse. Oh my God, no. Still Alive, Regrets, featuring duet Highs. Okay, interesting. Uh, Fever, featuring BB. Okay, not expecting that. This is another duet. Very interesting. Groove Back, which I have listened to. I thought that was good. And then we got Changed Man, Easy Lover. It looks like, and then we were finishing out with Sweet Dreams, which I did watch. So, no Switch to Me or Fire. Oof, I did do Switch to Me, I think. So, I know I did check out Switch to Me already. No Santa, that was ages ago, but I know I have listened to Switch to Me, and that was good. I like that. Um, Gunky says it has been a thing because Alex hated him. Yeah, I was gonna say that is true. Alex did really hate JYP. I mean, for good reason, of course, but the being popularized it for sure. So very cool, very cool. Sonja, hello. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for chatting, coming through. Sarah, hello. Thanks for hanging. All right. Well, I think we're gonna start it off with the first JYP song, and it is "Don't Leave Me." So, like I said, beyond that, and we did do Fire with Conan O'Brien. We did check that one out. I think that was like a couple. It has to be at least a couple months ago now at this point. So, did you ever see the Daeyeon and Chaeyoung cover of "Switch to Me"? I have not. So I might have to check that out. I might have to check. We might have to check that out after because we got 20 videos, so it's not too bad tonight. But yeah, I have listened to Fire. I actually genuinely thought that song was good. And then as well as that, I did listen to Switch to Me prior, and that was also really good too. So, Sunja says, "Are these chronological order?" I think as best as possible. Like I said, masterful work done by Kaylee. I would assume these are in order. So, um, yes, maybe I tried to put them in. I was gonna say, 94 outing my birth year. Oof. Hey, listen, we're close. No Santa. We're only a year apart. That's crazy. Now I know. More chat lore here. All right, cool. Well, let's check out JYP's first song, "Don't Leave Me." If it is not, let me know. But Gungy says we need to do some album listens someday. We will. We will. We will. But let's check out some JY Poppy. Let's do it. Kelly says some of these videos are not as old as the songs, but it is all I could find. By the way, hey, listen, I appreciate it. We're doing what we can here, so let's vibe. Let's check it out. I'm curious. Right, this is JYP and their song "Don't Leave." If you're hanging out for the antithesis of a K-pop deep dive, being that of JYP, I will say, a thought that loomed in my head was just imagine being a K-pop fan and your bias is JYP. That was a life changer moment right for me. I was like, ooh, just imagine biasing JYP in the early ages of K-pop. That's kind of wild. Um, I will say this song actually was not as, I don't know. I feel like JYP, and again, I can attest. I have made my fair share of jokes about JYP here on the show, and probably will still continue to make a ton of jokes about him. No offense to him. I have no animosity towards him whatsoever. But I feel like this song wasn't nearly as bad as I feel like we meme him out to be. Again, is it dated? Oh yeah, absolutely. Is it a bad song? I don't genuinely think that it's a bad song. I did enjoy it. I agree with Sonja. The synth work was really fun. I really enjoyed that a lot. It was definitely a whole vibe for sure. But I didn't think his singing was like that bad at all. The choreography was fun. Like it feels very JYP energy, which again makes sense if you know what this man does. But I think the song itself actually wasn't genuinely that bad. Like I said, for being a song that came from 1995, I didn't think it was, arguably that terrible. Um, but yeah, I thought it was I thought it was pretty good. Like I said, it's not one that I feel like I would go out of my way to listen to, but I genuinely think that, again, it's not is I've heard some songs that I particularly haven't liked, and I don't think I would put this in that category whatsoever. Like I said, he could be a little cringy, I'm sure, but beyond that, I don't think like I genuinely don't think it was a bad song if I'm giving it the college effort, So, um, there we go. Kelly says this was his debut track. Okay, fair enough. Good debut track. I feel. Gunky says if I would have heard this song like this back in the late 80s, I would have liked it. That's fair. That's fair. I can see that. I can see that. Um and I would have really liked it that's fair. Yeah. I kind of picked up what you were putting down on that one. But yeah, like I said, not arguably that bad. There are some songs that I feel like he has put out that haven't been the vibe for me, but like I said, some of his songs have been good, been solid. So, Noah Santa says with enough plastic surgery, you can never age. That's, I mean, I guess somewhat. I mean, probably be half a Barbie doll at that point. So, hey, it is what it is. And then Noah Santa says the fan girls loved it. The ass shake, that was hilarious. And then Sarah says, "Is there a video of all of his whispers?" And Kaylee said, "Probably." And I was gonna echo that, probably as well. So, Sarah says, "Don't lie, I don't know. Don't lie, I know you still have that JYP poster above your bed." I feel like my girlfriend would kill me if I had a JYP poster hanging anywhere in our house. So that would be a rough conversation to have, I think. So, um. The only JYP merchandise that I have is a Stray Kids poster. So, um, Sarah says, "What if it's super ironic?" I mean, even still, I feel I feel it would be. I still feel like even if ironically, if someone didn't know who it was and you just came into their house and you're like, "Who's a photo of that? Who's that a photo of?" And you're like, "Oh, it's JYP," and they're like, "Who's JYP?" And he's JY Poppy, the guy, the man, the myth, the legend. I don't think people are gonna really, unless you run in those types of circles. Hey, it is what it is. So it just says, I agree. My 80s stuff would have had like this. 2025 me, not so much. Hey, fair enough, fair enough. No Santa says, get some shower curtains with his face. Slowly just migrating everything over that'd be great. Uni says you just need a JYP cardboard standee hanging out in the corner of your living room. That I feel like it would be really funny if I actually got one like here in the corner and just didn't tell anyone. Just like I put it there in the stream, and just like if you noticed it, you noticed it. Like my girlfriend has a BTS like plushie that she put up here that obviously is a part of the background more. So, and I have Jimin back there gonna haunt my dreams at night. But hey, it is what it is. It's fine. It's all good. All right, cool. We're going to keep it moving. We're on the JYP train here tonight. And the next one is Proposal Song. So check it out. This is JYP and their song Proposal Song. Boy. I've got quite a bit of thoughts about this one. I didn't like this one, if I'm being frank. I feel like y'all know me for my candidness. I just was not feeling this one whatsoever. It just it was just odd, right? Like I don't know. It seems to fit because I feel like JYP always does the oddity type stuff. Like he's got one song, he's got a couple songs that are like bangers, if I'm being honest, and then he's gotten some songs that are like, what is he doing? I feel like this is on the category of what is he doing? And it just doesn't fit. You know what I mean? It just isn't my vibe particularly. I don't feel like this one has aged as well as actually his debut. I thought his debut actually seems very good in comparison. But I don't know about this one. This one was This one was a little off. You know what I mean? Like JYP is given the energy of like, going to a party and like there's one guy that just doesn't want to stop partying, and this is like the type of music they put on. That's what I felt. It kind of felt a little like a fever dream, if I'm being honest, which again, just was not not the vibe I was looking for particularly. I will say, like I said, I could make fun of his choreography all I want because I know that I'm not a better dancer than he is by any stretch of the imagination. But I will say his choreography is almost always on point, like to some degree. If anything, I think it's pure entertainment, regardless of if it's good or not. I think it just you could tell he's having a good time, and I think, quite frankly, he was enjoying himself in this song. I, to me personally, this just doesn't speak to me. But hey, if like I said, if this is your vibe and you like this one, that is what it is. That is what it is. Um, but I am surprised because like I felt like the first one he started off on such a good foot, and it is interesting. He's kind of this one is not on not on the same like plateau at the very least. So um, hmm, very interesting. Kaylee says, we see it here. JY Poppy started the crop chop trend first. Yeah. Oh my God. Back in well, this was from 6 years ago, so it might have been even older than that. But um, Guggy says, I'm not feeling this one at all. Uni says, me either, but I'm amused by the dancing. And Noah Santa says, it feels like a karaoke club at 3 a.m. after lots of drinks. That's I could see that. I could see that. I do like the TV man. I do like the TV person in the back. It was cool. Kyle says at least he's always enjoying himself. So just says, how do you know what karaoke at 3 a.m. feels like? I feel like maybe it's a lived experience for No Santa. Gunky says the last song was a banger compared to this, but the dancing was fun to watch. And No Santa says I wouldn't be leaving the house after 8 p.m. No, thank you. Jazz, hello, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you all somewhat enjoy the JY Poppy trend here. Gunky says it's just a bad song now, at least to me. Kala says I wasn't listening for the first song, so this was my first impression of his music. It was something. The first song was, like I said, I would recommend going back to his debut. I thought it was solid. Kaylee says it's from 1995. Okay, so we're still in the 1995 era. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, we're two in. So I'm curious where everyone's thoughts are going to be towards the end. But this next one is Elevator. So, all right, this was JYP's Elevator. If you're hanging out for the JYP deep dive, thank you for coming through. If you are hanging out, huh? Let's see. I'm curious what people thought on this one. Let's see. Kyle says, I feel like he looks the same age in 1995 as he does now. IDK, if that's a compliment. I don't know. I feel like that's a compliment, considering I don't. How old is JYP actually? I'm curious. I need to know how old he is. Yeah. How old is JYP Entertainment, JY Park. He's 53. I'm gonna say that's good. Maybe Chad's gonna be cooking me, honestly, but I would say that's a compliment, especially if this was from. I mean, if he's 51, I think that's awesome. I think he's aged very well. If I'm gonna argue a point here. Uni says leather poppy. Kaylee says rapper pop. JY Poppy. Guggy says I'm actually really enjoying this one. The song feels like a late 80s or early 90s song. Fair enough. Lupus Doll says, Jesus. Hey, listen, we don't stop. Jesus, it's Jesus J Poppy. Okay, just you gotta say the full name here. Gungy says this is still very dated. Noah Santa says the best of the three. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Kaylee says this is also from 1995 off the same album as Proposal Song. Okay, fair enough. I'm still waiting for a song that I would want to add to my playlist. We're not there yet. Fair enough. Uni says my fave so far. Okay. No sense. I feel like every generic song from the '90s. Still a long ways to go for a playlist song. Fair enough. Fair enough. University says it's a compliment. Now I was gonna say I agree. And Sandra says the song again is a very much of a reflection of its time. I would agree. I didn't think this one was as bad. I actually genuinely, this one's tough. If Don't Leave Me, Proposal Song, and Elevator are all from the same release, I feel like Don't Leave Me was probably more my speed, though I will say it's probably a pretty close tie between this one and Elevator. I did really like Elevator, that, like, again, that West Coast hip hop sort of vibe to it. I liked a lot of the like vocal chanting. You can kind of hear that in terms of, oh, Don't Leave Me was from his debut. Okay, so never mind. Out of these two, out of Proposal Song and Elevator, Elevator is the clear victor on that one. But if I was to include Don't Leave Me, I feel like that would be my favorite of the ones so far that we've listened to. But I like I said, I agree with Sonja and Gunky. I feel like this one feels very reflective of the current time frame of music, which is not, I guess it's not a bad thing, but if you're putting it on the barometer of like, hey, like this is very, you know, if this is very of the time, it's like it could either be nostalgic or it could just kind of have a little bit more of a, you know, it could have a differing opinion on that. So, like I said, I like this one a lot. I thought it was very fun, very energetic. Definitely was surprised that we got rapper Poppy, but hey, listen, it was good. Good introduction, which I imagine more is to come from him. So, wouldn't be surprised. No Santa says a solo debut. He was in a very bad group in 92 to 93. Oof. I'm glad that was not included because that would have been, I feel like that would have been a tough sit through. So, all right. Well, we're continuing on with the JYP train, and the next one is, it looks like number 1 X50. I don't know if that's correct, but we're gonna do it. Kaylee says third studio album. This is the title track, Summer Jingle Bells. Wow, what an appropriate time to be checking this song out. So let's give it a listen.
You ready? 그게 눈이 내리던 날이죠. 오는 그대를 떠나보낸 건
Wow, Santa Claus is Korean. Hell yeah, let's go. Victory for the Koreans, baby. Let's go.
그대 돌아와줘요. 내가 떠나보냈죠. 하지만 후회해요. 다시 돌아와줘요. 그대를 사랑해요. 이제 알았어요. 늦지는 않았겠죠. 다시 돌아와줘요. 크리스마스를 혼자 보낸 건 태어난 후로 처음이었죠. 하지만 내겐 그대보다 더 난 여자가 올 거라 믿었죠. 긴 겨울이 가고 결국 봄이 오고 꽃들이 만발하고
no.
만나도 그대가 나에게 주었던 사랑을 난 잊을 수 없었어요. 그대 돌아와줘. 그대 떠나보냈죠. 하지만 후회해요. 다시 돌아와줘요. 그대를 사랑해요. 이제 알았어요. 늦지는 않았겠죠. 하루를 만들어봐요. 돌아오는 이 15일 뜨거운 태양 아래 우리 많은 크리스마스를 노란 산 사이로 이 자동차 타고
Key change?
그대와 달리는 기분 너무나 행복해요. 음악이 울려서 함께 당당 맞추며 우리 겨워서 소리 높여 소리 높여 노래 불러요.
Oh my god. All right, all right. This was JYP. Oh my god. And the song is Summer Jingle Bells. Very interesting, very interesting. This is gonna sound really mean to JYP, and I don't mean it to be, but I'm genuinely surprised that people go to see him. Like, not in, and it, again, sounds really mean, and I don't objectively mean it to be mean, but I like, if someone came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you want to see JYP perform?" Would I turn it down? That is a question. I don't know. I'm sure this deep dive is aiding in that if I would go see JYP live or not. But I'm just like genuinely like who would, you know what I mean? Like people went to go see this. This is like not, I mean, it's not like empty, you know? It's just very interesting to me. And like I said, I don't mean any derogatory slander to JYP. I just find it very interesting. University says it's like listening to my grandpa sing and dance. um Everyone thought I was being mean to him. Sarah says, does he have a fandom name? I would have no idea. Let's look it up. JY Park fandom. Ooh, wait. No, it's J Park. Shit. JYP. I gotta look it up. JYP fandom name. No, this is just okay. Fandom name. Okay, it says soulmate. Is it? Is that correct? Is this correct, chat? That's gotta be. A long time ago, they're called Ebony. Doesn't seem to exist anymore, though. Okay. There's a couple. Okay. Wow. That's crazy. Okay. That's interesting. All right. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Asian soul and soulmate. Okay. That's cool. I could get down with that. I can get down with that. I didn't think the song was that bad. Like I said, I liked it. I thought the energy was there. He was certainly doing the most live, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, I thought this was very good. His singing at the end, especially like the ending chorus, I thought he did a fantastic job. Like key change was cool. His vocals were really solid towards the end. Like I said, just being able to move around and do that type of performance, I think is pretty wild to me. But yeah, I genuinely didn't think this one was that bad. I thought this was definitely up there for sure. So, Kaylee says this one was fun performance and entertaining. Let's see. Someone just says it looked up. I just looked up that Psy is 47, close to JY Poppy in age. I was gonna say that makes sense. Kaylee says I can't wait for JY Poppy Santa to come down my chimney and bring me gifts. Oh God. No, Santa says all he brings you is motivational speeches. Oof. Cal has killed me earlier. The Anya say oh my God. University says who forced this deep dive? It was a collective effort, I would argue. Gangi says this is easily the best song so far. This is coming from someone who doesn't really like a lot of Christmas songs. Ooh, interesting. Okay, fair enough. And Gunky says experience for sure. Kaylee says pretty good Christmassy song. Nozan says he had to either have a shit ton of money or dirt on someone to get to the point of popularity that he did. Oh my god, holy shit. Oh my god. Sundar says the song itself is not bad once you get past the reindeer dancers. Fair enough. Gunky says I would seriously consider going for the experience. JY Poppy was popular during his time, but he still kind of is popular. University said no official fandom name. Fair enough. Jazz says I always wonder what it's like for dancers. Like imagine having to be professional while Poppy is being JY Poppy. Fair enough. And then Kaylee says his producer name was JYP, the Asian Soul. Ah, okay. And to be fair, K-pop was pretty newer, and during such a time, this wasn't even close to as competitive, and no rules expectations were made yet. And then he started JYP Entertainment in 1997. That's fair. Like I said, I did not mean to be derogatory, though. I could understand either in or out of context it could be seen that way. I just feel like it's very. I feel like JY Poppy is an anomaly to me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure to a lot of people within K-pop. So I am always wondering, like, if I again, his popularity seems to, obviously he's got popularity to perform like that in front of people like this, but I just again collectively just have questions. You know what I mean? Just a little confused, but all right, well. We're keeping it moving here. We're making some strides here tonight. So we'll move on to the next one. This one looks like it's from 2001, and this is his song "Honey." So check it out. Some Michael Jackson vibes. So I'm glad I picked up on that cue. Okay, cool. All right, this was JYP's "Honey." If you're hanging out for the deep dive, thanks for hanging. Biscuit says I finally see it's happening. Yes, it is. It is. It looks like it is happening. Gunky says it's easy. It's easy to use to talk about how we don't like his songs, but for his day, this is really popular music. I mean, no songs are on my playlist yet. Hey, fair enough. Fair enough. Callus says I can definitely see how this would be popular and catchy on its very time. Fair enough. Kelly says this is a very great ball of fire, but jazzy mixed with Jets. Are you gonna be my girl? This is what I'm getting. Ooh, interesting combination of songs. Gungi says this is a very genuinely a good song. We've hit a song that would be a 7 out of 10. Still falls short to my playlist. Fair enough. Noah says I'm curious when K-pop really started to develop good courses, because that's my biggest complaint of these songs, that they're not very singable. Ooh, okay, fair enough. Sarah says them, you better not get grimace when when we get oh my god. Uni says it wasn't really feeling this one. Pisca says Honey is one of the ones that I know of his. Fair enough. I was gonna say he's given. Listen, the sequin shirt, like the see-through shirt and the capri pants is a look for anyone. So I don't know how I feel about that. But besides my commentary on his clothing, I thought this was pretty good. Like I said, I kind of agree with No Santa on that. I feel like there is a catchiness to the song, but I don't feel like I'm like, oh damn, I gotta be singing along to the song. Like it's got that like hook to me. But in terms of the performance itself, I thought he was very good. Like the choreography in the song was great. I think his singing voice was really solid in this one as well too. I thought like the combination of the two was fun. I loved like the big horn section in this song. I thought that was really fun. I think it plays off a lot of that good high energy that he brings to these types of tracks. The background dancers were incredible as well too. Kudos to them. But yeah, I thought the song was pretty solid. Like I said, definitely took a little bit of elements or inspiration from Michael Jackson, which I feel like a lot of K-pop and just, arguably pop in general has taken a lot of influence from. But I feel like JYP definitely took a good bits of inspiration from Michael Jackson, which makes sense. But yeah, overall, I didn't think this one was that bad. Like I said, I'd probably put this in like I'd probably put this in like as what Gunky said. I'd probably put this close to a 7 territory for me. It wasn't like, it wasn't blow my socks off, but definitely solid. No Sans is to look to the look of Grimace, but with the personality of the Hamburglar. Fair enough. Um, and Kaylee says this is from 1998. Okay, so the video was from 2001, I guess. So very interesting. Um, hmm. Kaylee says I now only know this song from a cover I really like of it. Ooh, okay, fair enough. And Biscuit also echoed that. So very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, we're gonna keep it moving. Sonja says his dancing has always been good, and you can see glimmers of future JYP K-pop choreos. I was gonna say I definitely could see that. I didn't care to mention it beforehand, but it was definitely some stuff that I noticed. That I was like, he obviously has had a profound influence on a lot of choreography in the K-pop groups that he has worked with and still works with now continuously. So I definitely can see that. I would like to second that, Sonja. So very cool, very cool. All right, keeping the train JYP train moving. The next one is "Kiss Me." So check it out. He's like that. Anyway, very cool. All right, well, this is JYP's "Kiss Me." If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. We're having a good time here tonight. Um, I thought this was. I actually genuinely enjoyed this one. I thought this one was pretty solid. 10 out of 10 very good. Thank you, Hosanna. Thank you, thank you, Kaylee. Kaylee says you should learn this dance. I feel like I could. It would be fun. You know what I mean? I maybe I'll take up the challenge. I think it'd be interesting. If anything, I feel like I could match his skill level somewhat. So, um, very nice, very nice. Kaylee says this one is also from 1998, different album released later in the year. Okay, fair enough. No Santa says you're getting very 2000s all of the sudden. I did like the sample of superstition. I thought the or superstitious, excuse me. Um, I didn't think it was. I thought it was a cool way because at first I was like, is he just gonna like T for T use like the sample? But I like that it kind of switched up a little bit. That was good. Um, I thought the vocals in this were pretty good as well. I also liked I liked his little bit of rap section as well. But I thought this performance was really good. You know what I mean? I feel like if it was me personally, like I'd be winded halfway through it, and I probably wouldn't even be able to sing the song. So I feel like much kudos to him for, like, again, putting his whole body into this one. I feel genuinely so. But yeah, I thought the song was good. I like this. This is probably amongst the favorites for sure. Definitely giving like nostalgic vibes of like what I used to grow up listening to. Um, very like funk and Motown inspired, which is not a bad thing. Grew up listening to a lot of that because of my uncle. So I feel like I have a nostalgia to this song that I really appreciate. So yeah, not bad at all. I think this is amongst the favorites for sure. So Kaylee says, if I saw this with no context or knowledge, I'd be like, very cool interpretive dance. I feel like if you had it muted, it would still be really funny. But Kaylee says, okay, but like, I feel like it would be fun to be JYP for Halloween or very fun outfits to pick from. I was gonna say I'll have to figure that out. I feel like if we're streaming close to or near Halloween, I'll have to dress up as. Well, I'll have to pick up. I'll have to poll everyone to figure out which iconic K-pop outfit should wear. I feel like that'd be pretty funny. I got a lot of time still, so I can hold off, but I think it'll be pretty interesting. Gungi says this was such a good performance. No Santa says I get 10 seconds in and get winded. Fair enough. Um, and then Viscus says, I wonder if any artists have before seems like a god or got seven thing to do. Fair enough. And Sarah says, biblically accurate JYP. Just imagine a huge group of JYPs. Fair enough. Someone just says this reminded me of Uptown Funk, Bruno Mars, and Mark Ronson. Ooh, yeah, okay, I could see that. Sarah says I need to get a partner before Halloween so I can be the red house and they can be the blue. Listen, I feel like you'll die on the boys' planet, on the boys' planet lore. I respect that. I respect the audacity. Um. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving here. We've kind of got the thing. Kaylee says the Pitbull concert thing, but JY Poppy. I was gonna say everybody dresses up as JY Poppy. That'd be hard. I would respect that. So, all right, cool. Well, we're moving on to the next one, which I also don't know the Korean for. So we're just gonna keep it moving. Very cool. This was JYP and his song. Let me get. I gotta scroll it back. I have a lover. Very nice. I joke. I joke with Kaylee. Kaylee obviously mentioned the song, and then the song was "I Have a Lover," and I said thank you. That was it. That was my joke. So I'm glad it flew over everyone's head. But let's see what we got here comment wise. Sarah says JY Poppy never gives less than 150%. I admire him for that. It was a true dad joke, Kaylee. So listen, I thought Sarah's radar was gonna be going off the charts here, but those says sorry, babe, gotta stop singing to you and break out a sweet tap dancing. Oh my god, that's true. The tap dancing was hard. I gotta give it to that. I gotta give him to that. But I will say for me at least, like this, I feel like to me here, like some artists I would argue just have a live performance aspect to them that to me that I feel like just does a good job of like being represented well live. Like I said, this would I go out of my way to listen to JY Poppy? Not particularly, but I do feel like his performance and his energy, I feel like is not very represented in like if you were to listen to him on Spotify or like Apple Music or something. Like he is the type of person or type of artist that I feel like you need to watch the live performances or you got to watch the MVs or something like that. So I definitely appreciate the tap dancing section in this song because obviously it's fun, it's entertaining. But I think, if anything, I think the song itself and him performing, I think he's just very much a performer. Like it just after listening to about 7 songs from him, almost 8 songs now at this point, I feel like he just has a very performer mentality to him, and like it shows in the more live performances. So definitely could see that. I feel like the song was not as bad either. So fair enough. Sarah says, I'm just looking for a new job. Resident dad joke has been taken away from me. Oh, no. There's plenty of space for 2 dads. Someone just says, I oddly liked the tap dancing. Ooh, okay. Gunky says, I like the tap dancing part. Was fun, and I liked it. Ooh, okay. Fair enough. All right, well, consensus is tap dancing, sick. We love it. Kala says, why is this reminding me of Skiz's Christmas tap dancing thing? Maybe that was an inspiration, It could be, could be the vibe here. Sarah says, 2 dads, happy Pride Month. Listen, on the end of Pride, baby, we gotta end it with a bang here. So very nice. We're keeping it moving here. The next one is another JYP song, of course, and then this one is called The House You Live In. So let's check it out. Wow, we just get to look at him. This is incredible. For a whole 3 minutes and 47 seconds. If my hair was more spiky, I feel like, Wait.
느껴지고 새하얀 식탁 위엔 너의 예쁜 손으로 만들어낸 음식을 올려놓고 있어. 네가 사는 그 집, 그 집이 내 집이었어야 해. 네가 타는 그 차, 그 차가 내 차였어야 해. 네가 차린 음식, 그 음식, 네가 낳은 그 아이까지도 모두 다 내 것이었어야 해. 모두 다 내 아이였어야 해. 어느새 해가 저물고 문 앞엔 내가 아닌 너의 남자가 나타났고 나에게 짓던 그 예쁜 미소로 그 사람을 반갑게 맞이하고 있어. 정말 행복한지 뭔가 잘못된 것 같진 않은지 넌 그게 맞는 것 같은지 그 미소는 진짠지 지금 네 앞에 그 남자의 자리 그건 원래 내 자리잖아. 네가 사는 그 집, 그 집이 내 집이었어야 해. 네가 타는 그 차, 그 차가 내 차였어야 해. 네가 차린 음식, 네가 낳은 그 아이까지도 모두 다 내 것이었어야 해. 모두 다 내 아이였어야 해. 난 아직 네가 내 여자 같은데
Nice bridge.
아직도 정말 내 여자 같은데 남의 여자가 되고 그 아이의 엄마가 돼서 할 수 없이 바라보게 하는지. 네가 사는 그 집,
Hey, that falsetto was cooking.
그 집이 내 집이었어야 해. 네가 타는 그 차, 그 차가 내 차였어야 해. 네가 차린 음식, 네가 낳은 그 아이까지도 모두 다 내 것이었어야 해. 모두 다 내 아이였어야 해. 네가 사는 그 집, 그 집이 내 집이었어야 해. 네가 타는 그 차, 그 차가 내 차였어야 해. 네가 차린 음식, 네가 낳은 그 아이까지도 모두 다 내 것이었어야 해. 모두 다 내 아이였어야 해. 네가 사는 그 집, 그 집이 내 집이었어야 해. 네가 타는 그 차, 그 차가 내 차였어야 해. 네가 차린 음식, 네가 낳은 그 아이까지도
Very nice. All right. This was JYP's The House You Live In. If you're hanging out for the JYP deep dive, thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you. I like this a lot. This is probably amongst my favorites that we've heard tonight. I love the vibe. Definitely the synth choice was incredible on this. But I think to me this one speaks actually more towards I think Kaylee made the comment earlier about him being a producer. I feel like this just speaks to his really good production style. I really liked it. The vocals on this were like really well layered. You got to hear different aspects of his voice, which I feel like is always a good sign. You know, you get to see variation, you get to hear a nuance, and I feel like this song definitely brought that. He was doing a lot of good like falsetto and like high tones in this, which I think matched out well with like a lot of the good choruses and like the vocal sections in this. So I definitely appreciate that. Instrumentation wise, it wasn't too crazy, but I feel like it absolutely gets the job done. Like that really good, like funky synth. Kind of a similar synth sound to the Superstitious from Stevie Wonder that he sampled previously. Kind of using a little bit of a similar sort of pad to the synth sound. So I definitely appreciate that a ton. I also really liked a lot of the good like drumming in this as well. Like I said, nothing crazy, but I feel like it keeps the beat, keeps the energy of the song really well. But yeah, I thought that I was gonna not enjoy this one as much, but I actually wind up enjoying this one a ton. So this was good. Kaylee says this is from 2007, by the way. He didn't release anything for 6 years. Oh wow, holy shit. And then Kaylee also said this had an MV, but I think, but it's like 2 pixels and hurt my eyes more. Hey, it was probably in that like clear, like 144p or 240p. If you know the early years of YouTube, then that was it. 360p, oof, crazy. That would have been like HD now. But Gungi says, I'm really liking the synth in this song. Unhi says, yeah, this one's a vibe. Kaylee says, I heard this randomly and I think I would vibe to it. Fair enough, fair enough. Gungi says, I'm trying to decide if I want to add this to my playlist. I'm leaning towards a 7.5, which means it just misses the playlist. Ooh, very interesting. Kala says, this is actually not that bad. Hey, I feel that. And No Santa says, JYP Vivo era. Fair enough. Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Well, we're moving into the more modern era. The next one is No Love, No More. So this one looks to be an actual music video. So let's go. Let's go check it out. Bro, why has he got his finger gun out? Put that away. This man watched too many Yu Yu Hakusho, bro. Oh, what? I'm shooketh. Man, he started this MV off crazy. Oh, God.
이제 사랑은 없다. No love, no more. 사랑은 이제 그만 그냥 즐기며 살아. No love, no more. 지키지도 못할 약속 다신 하지 마. Oh no no no. Oh no no. 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 이만하면 이제 깨달아야 해.
Oh my God, we have lyrics. I'm shook.
그러니까 꿈도 꾸지 마. 나와 어울리지 않아. No love, no, no more. 사랑은 이제 그만 그냥 즐기며 살아. No love, no more. No, 지키지도 못할 약속 다시 하지 마. 날 사랑한다 다시는 말하지 마. 착한 남자들 세상에 너무 많아. 나와 놀다가 다른 남자를 만나. 나와 있어도 정은 주지 마. 난 따라야 계속 그럴 거야. 원한만 한 번이 또 너를 울리고 말 거야. 다칠 거야. 너도 다칠 거야. 그러니까 꿈도 꾸지 마. 절대 꿈도 꾸지 마. No love, no love, no more. 사랑은 이제 그만 그냥 즐기며 살아. No love, no, no more. 지키지도 못할 약속 다시 하지 마. Oh no no no. Oh no no. 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 그녀의 눈물을 보며 결심했어.
Okay.
다시는 사랑하지
Great bridge.
Don't wanna hurt nobody again. No love, no, no more, no more. 사랑은 이제 그만 그냥 즐기며 살아. No love, no love, no more. Oh, 지키지도 못할 약속 다시 하지 마. Oh no, oh no no, oh no. Oh
All right, very interesting. All right, this is JYP's No Love No More. Very interesting. If you're joining for the JY Poppy deep dive, thanks for hanging. Um, no, Sam says, interestingly, he had a divorce this year. Wonder if he's going through some stuff. I was gonna say, Uni says, I can't stop focusing on how long the chandelier is. It is a very long chandelier, though. The one thing that you brought up that I was also fixating on, I don't know if anybody else noticed this, but let me see if I can get like a better shot. Let me see. I gotta get a close up of his face. Oh man, and they're gonna. Ooh. I didn't notice this until I noticed this. He has 2 teardrops. So that means he killed that chick in the beginning and killed himself. Because is it like having teardrops is like if you have 2 teardrop if you have teardrop tattoos, isn't that a sign of you you're killing? Okay, look, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Okay, Kaylee agreed. All right. I thought I was going nuts. But yeah, man was going through a lot in this song. Kala says, yeah, I think so. So that that was something I was fixating on, and I wasn't sure if I was like, man, that makes sense because he obviously killed that lady off and killed himself. So that was wild. I think this song was really catchy. I was genuinely surprised at how good this was. The beginning of the MV shocked me. I feel like I should not be shocked by K-pop MVs, but the test has still been accounted for. Still could be shocked, but I think overall the song was good, really catchy. I enjoyed the chorus a lot. I thought it was pretty solid. Like I said, good song, really catchy. Obviously not very upbeat because it looks like confirmed twice it's about an album after his divorce happened, so could see that. But yeah, enjoyed the vibes. MV was a little insane, but the song itself was good. I enjoyed it. Probably my favorite part of the song was the bridge. That bridge section was impeccable. Enjoyed that a ton. Unhi says, solid track. I agree. Cal says, I looked it up and it looks like the tattoo can mean a lot of things, but mostly they were in prison. Okay, maybe I was incorrect on that statement. So thank you, Cal, for correcting me. Gunky says, this is definitely before Preacher JY Poppy. I could see that too. I'm sure we're going to see that in the future. So this is when he had the hardened edge, He was feeling a little bit emo, and I get that, everyone's got that vibe. Cal says, I think what you said was an option though. Oh, okay. Cool. Good to see I do know some stuff. And Gonki says this song is fantastic. Adding this to my playlist. Hey, it is playlist worthy in Gonki's mind. That's some high marks. I feel. So, all right. Well, we found kind of a banger, I feel. The next one is You're the One, which, wow, what is what a dichotomy switch on that, hitting the 180 real quick. Kaylee says this is from 2012. I was gonna say, but back to back, I think that's kind of crazy. Is you got the divorce album, and then you got You're the One years later. Hey, it makes sense. But contextually, it's wild. But anyway, let's check out You're the One. He got married. Oh my god, what is this man doing? Hey, more captions. Let's go.
나의 화려한 생활 주위에 화려한 여자 가까이서 보면 다 아무것도 아냐 가까이서 봐도 아무리 가까이서 봐도 끝없이 볼 수 있는 건
Oh no, Cal. Thanks for hanging. Best of luck.
돌아다녀본 곳들마다 예쁜 여자 너무나 많고 많지만 너를 볼 때마다 느끼는 설레임은 찾을 수가 없어 걱정할 거 없어 나를 보는 네 눈빛 날 만지는 손길 누구에게서도 느껴본 적이 없어 시간이 흘러도 아무리 흘러도 변하지 않는 감정을 준 건 너뿐이야 내 눈에 너밖에 안 보여 너 내기에 너밖에 안 들려 no 내 맘에 너밖에 안 살아 그래서 너 없이 못 살아 Baby girl you're the only one for me 내 눈에
Oh, DJ, nice.
너밖에 안 들려 Only you 내 맘에 너밖에 안 살아 너 없이 못 살아 Baby girl you're the only one for me 난 너뿐이야 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 너뿐이야
All right, very cool. This is JYP's "You're the One." If you're hanging out, thanks for hanging. I also enjoyed this one. This one was also very solid. Like I said, I think we might be getting into the more modernish tracks from JYP, which is great. I like the vibe of this one. The synth choice was really fun. Like the instrumentation was really solid on this one as well too. JYP sounded great on this one too. I like the kind of variation in his voice. I will say that chorus is extremely catchy. I didn't think it was gonna be as catchy as it was, or at least memorable in that sense. But I definitely enjoyed the chorus of the song. But he's got some good hooks. I'll give him credit. These past two songs that we've listened to, the hooks on those songs have been really good. And I don't know, maybe I'm just a little bit in shock at, not that I feel like he's a bad musician by any stretch. But I think maybe I'm just a little in shock at how good these are. Some of the songs that I have listened to from him, I've enjoyed. So, maybe I was giving a little false pretense on JYP. I mean, again, we're halfway through the playlist for tonight, so I want to count my chickens before it hatched. But I definitely feel like these are more solid than I would probably had given him credit for. So, trying to give him a little bit more credit for what it's worth. I don't think for me personally this wouldn't end up on either of the two songs would, but I generally feel like as a collective in terms of the songs itself, I think they're extremely well written. So definitely appreciate that aspect of it. So let's see. No Santa says, is the MV with a guy in on the playlist? I'm not sure. If Kaylee knows, they will answer. Gangi says, another great song, another playlist song. Ooh, okay. Fair enough. Kaylee says, I have no idea. Okay, fair enough. I'm sure we'll cross that bridge when we get there. No Santa. And Unia says, it's not hitting my playlist, but I enjoyed it. I feel the same. I feel the same. So, very nice. Very nice. All right. No Santa says it'd be the same album. Oosh. Okay, maybe not. But we'll check the next one. It could be. So, the next one we have is Had Enough Parties. So, check it out. Oh God. All right. I gotta go back. All right, very nice. This was Had Enough Parties by JYP. Thanks for hanging. Thanks for chilling. I thought this was nice. I will say there is one like section of like closed captions that I thought I had wrong. I thought he said he wanted a baby, and I was like, bro, don't be saying that in a song. But then but then I was like, okay, I reread the lyrics and I was like, okay, never mind, that makes sense. And I just read it way too fast. So good. I'm glad I corrected myself on that. But song itself was very nice. I agree with Gunky. I did like the meaning and the message of the song. I thought it was nice. Like I said, I am not a partier by any means, but I feel like you you got to appreciate your time for what it is. So I definitely appreciate that meaning of it, and like you're looking for something to help you get through life. So hey, that's a vibe. I respect that. But yeah, I like overall instrumentation was nice. I think his voice was really really good in this song as well. Nothing too crazy, but I definitely feel like he's done a very good job, at least production wise, where I feel like he's steadily become like the songs have steadily become better and better in terms of like the production value. And it's cool to see like earlier on when he was doing music to now, obviously vast leaps in music production, but I think overall I thought this was very nice. Like I said, I feel like he is kind of continue to move the bar up for him as not only I think like a personal metric, but I also feel like as a songwriter, I feel like he has tried to step the bar up more and more with each release. So I definitely like it. Let's see. Sonja says, I always thought he had I always thought he was much better songwriter than performer, so it's interesting to see his growth over time. Okay, so Sonja, I basically stole Sonja's comment. So Sonja, kudos to you. You made the comment before I did. Gunky says, so far 2 songs on my playlist, but all new songs go on my on repeat playlist after listening more times. Then it goes to my main playlist if it is good enough. Ooh, okay, very interesting. Kaylee says, I was listening to it on a different tab in panic, and I put some random video on for a second. That's fair. Gunky says, this might have been after he became a Christian. Very interesting. And when he says Jin Old Park, oof. And this one is from 2013. Okay, fair enough. And then Gunky says, I feel like this song would have been added if it was added to their playlist if it was in English. Ooh, okay, fair enough. All right, well, I'm very curious to check this one out. This one is Who's Your Mama featuring Jessie. Obviously, y'all know we covered Jessie. I'm curious to see how this gets put together, because if this is the Jessie I'm thinking of, this is wild. So let's check it out. Let's check it out. I'm a little pumped for this one. So we'll see. Total whiplash again. 2015. Okay, thank you. This isn't very Christian of him. I'm just kidding.
24요.
힙은
34요.
어렸을 때부터 난 눈이 좀 달라. 아무리 예뻐도 뒤에 살이 먼저 하려면 넌 눈이 안 가. 긴 생머리에 바람이 불면 날아갈 것 같이 강력한 여자라면 넌 맘이 안 가. 허리는 넘어가는데 힙이 커. 맞는 바지를 찾기 너무 힘들어. Oh yeah. Shake that booty, that booty, booty. 앞에서 바라보면 너무 착한데 뒤에서 바라보면 미치겠어. Oh yeah. That booty, booty. Shake that booty, that booty, booty. 날 어쩌면 좋니? 너를 어쩌면 좋니? 네가 왜 이렇게 좋니? 머리끝부터 발끝까지 눈을 떼질 못하잖니. Yeah. 어머니 누구니? 도대체 어떻게 너를 이렇게 키우셔? Shake that booty, that booty, booty. Shake that booty, that booty, booty. Girl. 얼굴이 예쁘다고 여자가 아냐. 맘만 예뻐서도 여자가 아냐. 난 하나가 더 있어. 앉아있을 땐 알 수가 없어. 일어날 때까지 기다려야만 했어. 난 그때서야 Girl. 허리는 넘어가는데 힙이 커. 만든 바지를 찾기 너무 힘들어. Oh yeah. Shake that. 앞에서 바라보면 너무 착한데 뒤에서 바라보면 미치겠어. Oh yeah. Hey. Shake that booty, that booty. Come on. 날 어쩌면 좋니? 너를 어쩌면 좋니 네가 왜 이렇게 좋니 머리끝부터 발끝까지 눈을 떼질 못하잖니 yeah. 어머님이 누구니 도대체 어떻게 너를 이렇게 키우셨니 Break it down 거리는 넘어간대 힙합 맞는 바지를 찾기 너무 힘들어 oh yeah oh yeah 앞에서 바라보면 너무 착한데
The jazz break is wild to me.
통영적인 눈만 줘도 엄마에게 받아 타고나는 맵시 밀려드는 태시 이제 모두 알아봐 Hey just sexy 머리 어깨 물어봐 어디서 있느냐고 물어봐 Thin waist big booty 꽉끼리 청바지 초콜릿 색깔 피부까지 JYP 나 저리 비켜봐 꿀벅지 눈이 전부 돌아가 허스키한 목소리 심탁해 Hey 거기
You're not doing a very good job, JYP spotting. You have to be, you could be spotting, but way better. Oh my god. This is JYP. The song is Who's Your Mama featuring Jessie. Holy shit. Oh my god. I've never seen this. Gunky says it depends on who he's spotting. Sure, buddy, whatever you want. Listen, man, he was not doing any spotting on the squat rack. I'm just gonna say. Poor form. Poor gym etiquette there. Kaylee says, imagining auditioning for this MV. Yes, you have to let JYP stare at your ass. That's what I was thinking. I was just like, just imagine this man. Like, imagine this man being like, I have a proposition for y'all, okay? Ass. What do we think? You know what I mean? Like, he says he's spotting, not who. That's also fair. It's good he owns the. I was gonna say, I feel like I'd have so many questions. No, Santa says you gotta keep those ideas in the head. That yeah. That's fair. I think besides the very cringeworthy lyrics and obviously the ass cams in this video, the song itself is very catchy. I won't say that it's not, I will not say that it's an endearly like catchy in this song. I definitely liked the instrumentation and like the overall like vibe of the song. I thought Jessie's feature was also great as well. I think she's always great at killing the features, in my opinion. I really enjoyed my time when we covered her. And I feel like this is no different in terms of my opinion of Jessie. I feel like, if anything, it makes sense she's on this song, if anything. So, but yeah, this was wild. Jessie was fully on board with the message. I was gonna say, for big facts. Gungi says the next question is, how much are you paying me to do this? I was gonna say that I feel like that would be also a fair question to ask. If listen, JYP was staring at my ass, then that'd be fair. Sarah's comment killed me earlier. JYP and Ass Man confirmed. And Uni says, oh, it's this song. So I feel like everyone had vibes on this song already for me. Noah Santa says Sir Mix-a-Lot over here, and I need JYP to say yeah. That'd be wild. If we got JYP to say yeah, I feel like that would be insane. Kaylee says, bro just got married again. Said, yes, perfect song to release now. Oh my god. And never I thought in a K-pop MV the most ass scenes would be JYP. I think the most egregious scene was the one where that one poor lady is on the bicycle and they have like fucking triple zoomed into her ass. I was like, damn, that's wild. Sarah says the only thing I was thinking of was Jungyeon, Vernon, Cam this whole time. And Gungi says we need to hear JY Poppy whisper into our ears. I don't know. I feel like now listening to the song, I don't know if I want JY Poppy to whisper in my ear. I feel like I'm gonna get chloroformed or something. So, very interesting. I'm very indifferent about the song. I don't think it's bad, but I don't know if I would be throwing this on. You know what I mean? This isn't playlist John worthy. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'm very conflicted on this song, but very interesting. Very interesting. All right. Well, we're keeping it moving here. We've got another JYP song, and this one is Still Alive. So let's check it out. Oh, I thought it was on purpose, Gunky. I would have fucking died. Oh God.
댄스 가수 나이가 몇 개 마흔하고도 내게 근데도 한창인데 딱 따지는 요즘 별들과는 달라 봄잡다가 사라진 애들은 잘봐 귀여운 척 하고 내숭 하나도 없이 제이는 여러분 이런 멘트들 없이 날라리 같은 모습 그대로 놀아 그러고도 아직까지 살아남아 레코드판이 카세트가 되고 카세트 데뷔 CD로 바뀌고 CD가 다운로드 스트리밍이 돼도 90년대 2000년대 2010년대도 살아있네 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 90년대 2000년대 2010년대도 자자 얘들아 모여봐 내가 누군지 알지 니들 좋아하는 오빠들과 많이 다르지 그 오빠들 태어나기 전에 데뷔를 했지만 그 오빠들 앞에서 아직도 상까지 받지 난 미안해 네 오빠들도 오래오래 나처럼 살아나길 바랄게 하지만 그게 참 말처럼 쉬운 게 아니기에 걱정은 좀 된다만 나를 보고 연구하면 확률이 올라간단다 레코드판이 카세트가 되고 카세트 데뷔 CD로 바뀌고 CD가 다운로드 스트리밍이 돼도 90년대 2000년대 2010년대도 살아있네 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 90년대 2000년대 2010년대도 강한 자가 오래가는 게 아냐 오래가는 자가 강한 자란 말이야
Oh, what the fuck?
오래가는 자가 강한 자란 말이야 10년은 돼야 가수라고 하지 20년은 돼야 스타라고 하지 30년이 되면 내건드라 부르지 그래서 이렇게 아직도 난 배가 고프지 레코드판이 카세트가 되고 카세트 데뷔 CD로 바뀌고 CD가 다운로드 스트리밍이 돼도 90년대 2000년대 2010년대도 살아있네 오 살아있네 살아있네 90년대 2000년대 2010년대도 10년은 돼야 가수라고 하지 20년은 돼야 스타라고 하지 30년이 되면 내건 내라 부르지 그래서 이렇게 아직도 난 배가 고프지
살아있네.
All right, very interesting. All right, this was JYP's Still Alive. If you're hanging, thanks for hanging. I feel like I gotta get this out of the way. I feel like the song was good. I liked it. I definitely was vibing out with the song. It's got a good hook to it. It's catchy. I feel like JY Poppy to me is like that, like really cringy dad. You know what I mean? Like he's giving cringe dad energy, you know, and this song I feel like, especially in the MV of this song, is giving cringe dad moment, you know. and that's fine. Hey, listen, I don't expect him to have like the candid, like I don't expect him to have the charisma of a the artist that he currently, has on his roster, right? You know what I mean? I I just find him like he's an enigma. I feel like that's the best way to describe JYP is he is an enigma. Like I said, the song was not bad. I feel like his goofy nature, makes this obviously the MV more enjoyable. But yeah, I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think the song was bad. I did feel like a little bit MV was a little cringy, but like not I didn't think in a negative way. So I like I said, overall not a bad song. MV also fine as well. Just, giving him a lot of space to be himself. So definitely get it. But let's see here. And the clear pants were insane to me. I can't believe it. Kaylee says this one was a digital single with 2 other songs, this one and Fire. I did listen to Fire, so that makes sense. Guggy says, "Oh, it's this MV." No, Santa says, "Cool use of his albums." I thought that was interesting. I did notice that section as well. Gunky says, "I feel like we got some songs I really liked, and now we're going the other directions with songs I don't like." And then Kaylee also commented on Eunhee's post and just said he also does wear the clear pants in one performance with Hwasa, and it was an iconic Jackson reaction to very interesting. Okay. And then Kaylee says, "My guy, oh my god, he really said 90s, 2010 is still alive." Yes. And like, yes, we know. Fair enough. Gunky says, "Yes, definitely cringe dad." No Santa says, "Now imagine dealing with him as your CEO. That would be wild. That would be wild." Uni says, "JYP, you merely adopted the cringe. I was born in it, molded by it." That's extremely accurate. Kaylee says, "Hearing this song than some of the other ones he made for JYP groups, I would not believe it was the same person producing." That is wild. Like if we're putting it in the context of him being a producer as well as a performer, that is a wildly interesting concept. Sondra says, "Other songs we listened to were better IMO." That's fair. Okay, I could see that stance. Like I said, I didn't think this one was terrible, but it's definitely there's something missing. There's something that's that I need an itch to be scratched, and I feel like it's not. We're not at that song. We're not at a song that I feel like has done that yet. So we're gonna keep it moving. Maybe I'll find one on his newer discography that I'll like. But all right. The next one it looks like is Regrets, and this is a duet Highs. So I don't know if this is actually a duet, but we're going to check it out either way. So let's give it a listen. And this one is from 2017. Thank you, Kelly.
왠지 너보다 더 나은 남자가 있을 거라 생각이 들다 결국엔 널 떠나 혼자서 살아보다 만나는 남자마다 결국엔 다시 네가 또 생각이 나 나를 한 번도 울린 적이 없었던 네가
사실 난 너를 보낸 걸
너를 떠난 걸 후회하고 있어 몰랐어
이렇게 후회하게 될 줄
하지 말았어야 해
Highs is incredible.
쳤어야 해 그때 내가 채워주지 못하는 그 무언가가 있다면 난 너를 보내주는 게 맞다고 생각했어 하지만
Very nice, very nice. This was JYP and their song Regrets featuring Highs. Or it's a duet from Highs. Very nice. Um this is very collaborative. I like this. This was very good. I have not heard of Highs before, but I will definitely be checking their music out in the future. Hopefully maybe if there's enough we'll do a deep dive of them. That would be really sick. But she's got an incredible voice. I think it was very complimentary to JYP. He also did incredible as well. So I don't want to feel like I'm discrediting him. Though I do feel like Highs definitely stole the show for me at least. Um, uh, like I said, hadn't heard of her before, but really was really encapsulated by her parts in this track. But I feel like JYP definitely was holding his own. Like he's a very strong vocalist, and I was honestly kind of impressed that he was able to hold on and I think to me it was very interesting to see them collab in that aspect. I do like that this is a duet. It felt very back and forth, and I think when you have a song like this, when it's more along the lines of a duet, you want to be able to have like you want to be able to have that back and forth, that like good reaction and good reception, and I feel like this does a really great job of that. But yeah, overall, I definitely feel like this is one of the best ones of tonight. 100%, I could say that with very strong assurity. But I definitely appreciate that. But I will say that they were a really good combo together. So I definitely appreciate that. I think they were both very well represented in this track. So very nice, very nice. Yeah. I did read Kaylee's comment. No Santa says, "Oh, saw Highs live ones." Ooh, okay, cool, very sick. Gunky says, "I really like Highs, so I'm looking forward to this." Uni says, "Can't go wrong with Highs." Sonja says, "Love Highs." Wow, we've got a lot of people who love Highs, so we might have to. That might be the next one potentially. Gunky says, "Forgot you never heard of Highs before." That is true. Best song of tonight. This is so good. Uni upvoted it. No Santa says Gunky likes ballads. It's on brand. And No Santa says plenty for a deep dive. Fair enough. And Highs has a song on the Hotel Del Luna soundtrack. Ooh, very nice. And then Son just says, my favorite so far. She's amazing. Brought out the best in him. Oh, I would also like to upvote that as well. Very nice. Yeah, Highs is incredible. We'll have to consider this one. This one might be the next one for sure. But very nice. We're keeping it moving. We've got another JY Poppy song, and this one features BB, which is also one I've been interested to hear. So curious how this one is going to sound. So let's check it out. (2019) Thank you, Kaylee. Man, he be playing some Twice right now. Can't be doing me like that.
안녕하세요. 저 옆집에 이사 와서요. 떡 좀 드세요.
That's true. Rice cakes are the way.
네가 하는 모든 걸 엉망으로 만들고 있다는 거라니 너 때문에 아무것도 손에 잡히지를 않는데 어쩌니 집 밖으로 나온 지가 언젠데 왜 자꾸 집에 갈 생각만 하는데 넌 도대체 어디서 나타난 거니 yeah. Fever like I got
got the flow 씬의 ass play 넌 너무 선수 쿠팡보다 깨기 어려워 필요해 전술 유혹이 심해 너한테 취해 yeah I feel like I'm dummy 이 곡은 노랫말처럼
Is it another feature?
너는 독후 너는 독화 근데 끊지는 못하는 수 완전히 중독이 됐잖아 못 이겨
It's 2 features?
온 집에 꿀을 발라놓은 것처럼 밖을 못 나가니 품에 꼭 붙어버려 네가 날 바라볼 때 눈과 눈이 맞을 때 달아올라 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 이제 마지막에 당하라 네 입술이 닿을 때 몸과 몸이 닿을 때 달아올라 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 이제 아저씨가 당하라
Super beat. Okay. Thank you, Kelly.
맞아 왜 내 몸이 네 몸에 붙는 거니 앵국과 S극처럼 잡아당기는 거 왜니 운동을 한 지가 벌써 언젠데 왜 계속 살이 쭉쭉 빠지는데 너는 알고 이러니 모르고 이러는 거니
감사합니다.
Kiss on my wrist, baby, I want more. Keeping on my lips, baby, like mama. 번져버린 립스틱 위에 더 뜨거운 그 입으로 남겨줘요 all that mark. And I'm ooh, 더워. And you hit my 뜨거. And I'm ooh, hot. 뜨거운 불길로 다 태워줘 my everything.
네가 날 바라볼
Oh my god.
눈과 눈이 맞을 때 달아올라 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 이제 마지막에 당하라 네 입술이 닿을 때 몸과 몸이 닿을 때 달아올라 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 이제 아저씨가 당하라 You give me fever all night and day 피어나려고 했다가 바로 다시 누워 Oh fever 매일 밤이 이래 Oh fever fever 네가 날 바라볼 때 눈과 눈이 맞을 때 달아올라 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 이제 마지막에 당하라 네 입술이 닿을 때 몸과 몸이 닿을 때 달아올라 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 이제 아저씨가 당하라 You give me fever
감사합니다.
No. Okay, listen. I gotta go back. I gotta get a screen. Oh my god. I gotta go frame by frame. Oh my god. This is like the John Cena meme. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is awesome. This needs to be okay. I'm gonna have to. I gotta screen cap this. I gotta. You know what? Fine. I'll do it. I'll actually do it right now on stream right now. Oh my god. All right. I gotta save that. That's awesome. All right. That's been saved, chat. Oh. All right. Very cool. Anyway, this song was way insane. I gotta give a shout outs. I did not know who the rapper was on the song, but I think Kaylee said it's Super B. He was good. I liked him. I thought that was his rap section was really fun. BB section, I was a little surprised about. I did like her section. I thought it was good. And it was just a little surprising. Not that I feel like she doesn't fit on a song like this, but just was an interesting addition to the song. You know what I mean? Like, what a unique feature. I feel like she's got an incredible voice. You know, I feel like I can say as much as lovely things about BB as I can, but I thought she was good. I definitely feel like her feature was more interesting. I feel like Super B definitely fit a little bit better in my opinion. But I really did like hearing BB in the song. I did like the chorus of the song. I think it is really catchy. It's got like a little bit of a show tunes type aspect to it, which I thought was fun. I liked like the ensemble, like choir, vocal elementation in the song. I thought that was really fun. It's kind of got like a little bit of jazzy riffy sort of feel to it, so I like that as well. But yeah, I thought this one was very solid. Like I said, I didn't think it was, I didn't think it was like blow my socks off, but I definitely feel like this was a really solid song nonetheless. So very very cool. Let's see. Imagine being JY Poppy's neighbor. So Kaylee says, "Yeah, I know. Holy shit, that'd be wild." Gungi says, funny enough, my coworker who is 60 asked me if I knew who BB was. I guess she was on something he was watching, and no, it wasn't Korean content. Interesting. Kaylee says, did she shut the door on him? Oh my god. Gungi says, oh, this song is really good song. Ooh, very interesting. And Gungi says, at least I now remember why this isn't on my playlist. Very interesting. Maybe a little bit more context probably. And Kaylee says, mind you, his child was born this year. Oof, rough. And Gunky says, musically I love this song, I'm just not big into what the song is about. Okay, that makes sense. I didn't read your comment after that, so my apologies. And then Kaylee says that needs to be an emote. So I will, I screen capped it. I will definitely throw this up on the emotes list so y'all could have JYP as an emote. So, all right. I haven't done an emote in forever, so I feel like this one's appropriate since we talk about him enough. So, all right. No, Santa says, just in case in advance, I won't apologize for what I've done. Oh no. The next one is, looks like When We Disco, and this also has a feature, so let's check it out. Sunmi. Oh, my girlfriend loves Sunmi. I'll have to ask her if she listens to this. Oh my God, it's Jeff Bezos.
Do you remember? 골반이 아니라 서로의 인생이었었지. Do you remember, baby? 마법 같았지 when we disco, when we
That is
disco.
JY Poppy's worst enemy.
그래서 잊지를 못해.
Vin Diesel, you know? You can name other bald people.
너무 그리워 when we disco, when we disco. 너도 기억하고 있는지 지금도.
Bruce Willis, yeah. Yeah. Man, he really is an ass man, huh? Anyway, this was JYP and his song "When We Disco" featuring Sunmi. Very nice, very nice. I like this. This was a banger. This was a good song. I like that neutro disco type song. I feel like he did it well. We did also get the JYP whisper. We did. I thought this was nice. I like the feature from Sumi. I feel like she's incredible. I feel like this is now my petition to talk about my girlfriend. She loves Sunmi, and she made a comment and she said if Sunmi tours in the States at any point, we are seeing her. So I feel like I got to do it at some point. But she would obviously love me to cover Sunmi at some point, so we'll have to do that. But I thought this was really good. Definitely, probably amongst the favorites that I've had tonight for sure. JYP sounds incredible in the song as well too. But yeah, I just think this has a strong bit of nostalgia, but like in a good way. I feel like it does pull from that like neutro vibe, which is had done well and still does well in certain aspects certainly. But yeah, extremely catchy, really fun, good hook. Choreography was fun as well too. But definitely enjoyed this. Definitely enjoyed this a ton. This was a good vibe. Good vibes at 100%. So Kaylee says this was Sunmi and it's a 2020 release. Okay. Everyone said great song. Kaylee says this is a banger. I can't lie. Uni says really like this one. No Santa says I love this one. And Gunky says this is a banger. Sarah says tell her you're putting a Sunmi post up. Boom when we disco. Fair enough. And No Santa says I wonder if she lurks here. Apologies for our behavior. If so, she does from time to time. I will say she used to more so when we initially started a date. Now I would say probably not as much, but she peers in and out. I know she'll watch, like, especially if there's new songs that are out and she knows that I haven't listened to them yet. She'll politely tell me to listen to them on stream. So normally I try to, again, I don't want to be mean and I don't want her to not listen to those songs, but we definitely have different taste in music to some degree, even though there's a lot of stuff we share wise, but she's definitely got an interesting taste in the K-pop realm for sure. So Kaylee says what we learned today, JYP hates bald people and loves ass. Big facts. So she says JY Poppy lore agreed. And I loved the Pitbull, Jeff Bezos, JYP versus family. Oh my god, great stuff. And then Gunky says, on my scale of Gunky to how ear bleeding is her taste. I it's tough to say. I think she's probably more, I would say she's more closer to your taste, Sarah. I was going to say she's probably more closer. I would say she's not a ballads fan. But she's definitely more of a more of that vibe. I'll have to ask her if Cider is her favorite song. Right now, I feel like she just goes through phases. Like we had been listening again. I don't want to go on a tangent, but recently we listened to. Obviously, I told her I had gone through the 17 album, so she's been listening to Happy Birthday, a ton. So I feel like if that type of music, she loves Gnarly from Cat's Eye. So I feel like if we're talking a little bit more out there. She likes to like the more crazy stuff. She obviously loves Baby Monster. So I would say, I definitely say more on that realm. I can tell you with a surety, I had listened to Drip by Baby Monster more times than I would like to admit that I've listened to it. So yeah, I feel like that's kind of my small tangent about her. But yeah, she's a K-pop, more of a K-pop stan than I am. I mean, she literally gave me this to put in in the office. So, she obviously knows I'm very much getting into it, or at least doing it. So, Gungi says she's nowhere near like me. She loves a lot of the stuff that I don't like at all. Yeah, I think I'm kind of in the middle. I'm more neutral. There's definitely some stuff that I like of hers, but there's also again some stuff on her spectrum that isn't really my cup of tea. But hey, that's preference, baby. So, Sarah says Jimmy just a baby. Yeah, she's got the Jimmy. She gave me the Jimin doll, which I think I've shown off before. So, she's a BTS fan. So I'm sure we'll probably cut a hole through our wallet when BTS comes back to tour. So, Gunky says, I don't get me started on how much I can't stand the music from Cat's Eye. Hey, whatever. I get you. Listen, hey, personal preference. I respect it. Someone just says Chimmy is so cute. She loves BTS. So, it makes sense. But all right, very cool. We're gonna keep it moving here. No says that Sarah's music tastes gnarly. I would agree. So, all right, we're listening to Groove Back, which I have listened to. So we're gonna check it out again. Gungi says Brandon knows I don't like Blackpink at all, but they're great art. They're the greatest artists of all time compared to that group. Wow. Kelly says, "Oh my God, JYP is our first generational artist." By the way, just realized that. Wow. Hey, let's go. Well, let's check it out with Groove Back.
아무런 의미 없는 움직임은 이제 감동이 없어. 마음이 없이 주고받는 말은 전혀 울림이 없어. 화려하게 반짝반짝여도 아름다움이 없어. 새로운 걸 끊임없이 들이대는데 아무 느낌이 없어. 봐도 보고 있지 않잖아. 모두 들어도 듣고 있지 않잖아. 모두 Let me open your eyes and let you feel this groove I have for you.
Just imagine seeing JYP drive around in your town.
Gotta get that groove back. Gotta get that groove back. Gotta get that groove back. Gotta get that soul back. 답을 아는 사람이 없는데도 다들 질문이 없어. 끊임없이 먹고 마셔봐도 배부른 사람 없어. 부지런히 열심히 뛰고 있는데 이유는 잊어버렸어. 갖고 싶은 건 끝이 없는데도 꿈은 잃어버렸어. 봐도 보고 있지 않잖아. 모두 들어도 듣고 있지 않잖아. 모두 Let me open your eyes and let you feel this groove I have for you.
Interesting spot to key change. Very interesting. It was good. It was good re-listening to this one. This was JYP's Groove Back. Oh man, this one. This one I think was like pretty early on we listened to. So hey, this was good. I liked it. Um, let's see what we got here. Classic maybe. So No Santa says the stages for this one were so fun. The song's a lot of fun. Gunky says Sarah says this dance is so fun. Kaylee says this one's iconic. Sonja says I respect the confidence to wear the fits in this MV. Hey, listen, I also agree with that. The fits go crazy on this one. Gunky says Brendan, you gotta get your groove back. Hey, listen, I got my groove. I don't know what you're talking about. Kaylee says, is this Shindong? Oh my god, what are you doing here? Yeah, Kaylee was possessed by Gunky for a second there. Oh my god, that's true. Like I said, I enjoyed this song. I remember when we first listened to it, I was like, what the fuck is JY Poppy? And then now, like, obviously being familiar with like his groups and being familiar with his music now, going through it, I enjoyed this. This was a very solid song. I think going back as well, I thought, I thought it was very well suited to what I know he makes, right? Like, I feel like he instrumentally, I feel like has more of a nostalgic or like a interesting way of looking at music. But yeah, I thought this one was very solid. Like I said, I think it plays to a lot of his strengths of kind of giving that sort of classic JYP sound to it. But yeah, overall, I thought it was I thought this was very solid. Like I said, I probably put this maybe in like middle higher tier. I feel like this one was definitely up there for sure. So Sonja says groovy track, and Kaylee says Shindong is from Super Junior. He was dancing at the end with JYP. Yeah, I did see that. And then Sarah says ITZY were in LA too. It was cool to see. It was cool to see people that I was familiar with. There was definitely some moments where I was like, this person looks familiar. So I'm glad I wasn't going crazy. And Gunky says you're familiar with his grooves. I am. So all right, very cool. We've got a couple more left. The next one is JYP, of course, and this one is Changed Man. So let's check it out.
자, 이번 순서는요, 아주 특별한 재결합 무대인데요. 30년 만에 함께 무대에 오르는 80년대 아이콘 박진영 씨와 김원선 씨를 무대 위로 모시도록 하겠습니다. 나와주세요. 우리 박진영 씨와 김원선 씨는 80년대에도 최고의 무대를 보여주셨었는데 와, 이렇게 30년 만에 함께 다시 무대를 선 기분 어떠십니까?
준영 씨와는 예전에 좋은 추억들이 많았는데 이렇게라도 만나게 돼서 너무 기쁩니다.
박진영 씨는요?
그때 모습 그대로신 것 같아요. 또 함께 30년 전에 했던 무대를 다시 하게 돼서 정말 뜻깊게 생각합니다.
His singing voice and talking voice are so
지금 바로 시작합니다.
so different. I gotta do the 1080.
그리움은 내 마음 속에서만 아무리 흔들려도 네 눈엔 안 보여 맘속에서 나를 넘어 별을 지나서 날 나도 절대 안 보여줘 완벽한 내 컨트롤 젠틀하게 돌아서 내 아쉬운 맘은 묻어둔 채 I'm a change man I'm a change man I'm a change man I'm a change man I'm a change man
Wow. Wow. He really said, I'm walking off the stage right now. All right. This was JYP's Changed Man. If you're hanging out for the JYP deep dive, God bless you. But this has been very fun. I also enjoyed this one. I thought the beat was fun, definitely pulling from a lot of like neutro vibes. A lot of that is given like little synth pop vibes, which is really interesting. Unsurprisingly, I feel like again it's very JYP coded, which I feel like he pulls from a lot of nostalgia. These past couple songs we've listened to that have come out more recently feel very nostalgia driven, and so I definitely like that. I think he's playing to like a little bit of an older stylization, but I feel like he's I feel like he does it well. So you gotta stick with what you're good at. So definitely enjoyed this one a lot. The vibes were good. I love the chorus. The chorus was really fantastic in this track. But yeah, overall, I thought this one was decently solid. Like I said, nothing crazy, but it's definitely one of those songs that I feel like is very well adjusted to what he does. So very nice. Also, if I'm looking out my like window blinds, I can hear it storming outside. So just try to make sure I don't lose power or anything. But Gungi says, I really like this one. It's already on my playlist. He's got a whole storyline. Oh, no, that was from the previous one. Gungi says, I genuinely love this song. It's a banger to me. Ooh, okay. Sonia says, after seeing his older performance, it's nice to see this Back to the Future storyline. Ooh, yeah, that's fair. Kaylee says he really made an Idol Scandal MV in 2023. Yeah, I was a little surprised by that, but hey, it worked out, I guess. Gunki says this is the best song tonight. No, Santa says, this is the other person with Sugi and Lucky. That's hilarious. And Kaylee says, would you say this changed your mind on your favorites? No, I don't think it would. Like I said, I think this one's very good. I feel like I'm pretty set unless these last two are outrageously good. I feel like I might have my favorites pretty much locked in. So, all right, we're keeping it moving. We got two more. The next one is Easy Lover. So let's check it out. Damn. That bug is dead.
Beautiful 눈이 부셔 누구나 한 번 보면 빠질 수 틈이 없어 천사같이 맑고 순수한 그 눈빛에 이미 걸려든 거야 나는 그녀의 마법에 믿을 수 없어 이 예쁜 미소로 그 많은 남자 울리고 다녔고 지금 나에게 타란 그 눈빛도 다음 남자에게 반할 때까지겠지 Will you whip me up like an easy lover
Oh no, not the stopping.
움직이지 마.
Will you whip me up like an easy lover 너무 화가 나서 널 찾아가 근데 네 말을 들으면 이해가 가 아니 널 욕한 사람들의 화가 나난네 편이 돼서 대신 싸우잖아 또 네 품에 안겨 모든 생각은 다 무너져 믿을 수 없어 이 예쁜 미소로 그 많은 남자를 울리고 다녔고 지금 나에게 타란 그 눈빛도 다음 남자에게 반할 때까지겠지 Will you whip me up like an easy lover 아닐 거야 아니야 아니지 어서 아니라고 말을 해줘 yeah. 어쩌면 벌써 지금
What's with him and guns?
난 이미 너에게 눈이 멀었고 수많은 증거가 뻔히 보여도 믿고 싶지 않아 부인하고 있겠지 Will you make me cry like an easy lover Oh I don't wanna lose you baby I know your love is true please tell me how can I let go of this love when everything I have is yours Oh I don't wanna lose you baby I know your love is true please tell me how can I let go of this love when everything I have is you my love oh
Oh my god, what the hell? Okay, it's just credits. All right. This is JYP's Easy Lover. Very interesting, very interesting. Uni says the song is decent, but the MV is what really shines. The MV was wild. Gungi says Wendy sang the song with JYP playing the keyboard as a song challenge. Oh, very interesting. That would be fun to watch. I'll have to check that out. And Kaylee says, Yi Ki-young. Very nice. Yeah. Cool. I would imagine he's a K drama actor. I would guess, or maybe an artist. Who knows? I don't know. I agree with Uni's take. Uni's take is definitely how I feel. I think the song is solid. Again, another really catchy chorus. I definitely feel like the MV was more of an entertainment factor. So I definitely feel like maybe the song itself was a little bit muddled in the sense of the song comparatively to the MV, and like I feel like if I was to really again put it all together, I feel like myself would be, oh well, I'll watch the MV because MV was crazy and the song kind of does a great job of being a vehicle. So yeah, like I said, solid song, nothing too crazy. I feel like actually the past couple songs have been very solid, but just definitely not like ones that I feel like are a little bit more standout. But hey, you know, if this is your favorite JYP song, hey, respect. So, all right. Well, we're moving on to the final one, which I know what it is because I believe I have already watched this already. And this was actually, I think, my first introduction to JYP. So I was not very nice to JYP. And I probably will not be anyway. So we're going to keep it going with Sweet Dreams. Let's check it out. Oh, no. I'm getting deja vu.
Sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to disagree? I travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody's looking for something. Some of them want to use you. Some of them want to get used by you. Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused.
Not this one, Jeff. It's unfortunate it's this one.
너 빼고 나머진 다 blur. 너만 보였지.
It's a Grimace 2.0.
빨려 들어가서 rapture. 밤이 새도 몰랐지. 넌 지금 어디에 있는지 나 가끔 생각을 하는지. 아름다웠던 그 시절의 우리. Do you remember?
I remember my exact commentary about this song too. This performance.
그래서 잊지를 못해 아직도 너무 그리워 when we disco 너도 기억하고 있는지 지금도 안돼 아무리 그렇게 날 봐도 그런 눈빛 하지만 no 난 이제 달라졌어 미안해 반가웠어 잘 지내 하면 돼 나도 모르게 순식간에 내 의지와는 상관없게 또 다른 내가 움직이네 내 안에
I just love the shots when they pan into the crowd.
지키는 선들을 이미
Oh,
넘고
man.
있어. 아무도 못 보는 걸 나 혼자 보고 있어 살짝 흔들려도 네 눈엔 안 보여 마음속에선 나를 넘어 별을 지나서 난리 나도 절대 안 보여줘 완벽한 내 컨트롤 젠틀하게 놀아서 내 아쉬운 마음은 묻어둔 채 I'm a change man 전쟁이야 내 안에선 양심이 위기야 인베이션 돌리고 있어 경계선 이거 완전히 허물어지기 직전 만 더 스친다면 만 더 느낀다면 같아서 여기서 더 다가갈 수 없어 살짝 흔들려도 네 눈엔 안 보여 마음속에선 나를 넘어 별을 지나서 난리 나도 절대 안 보여줘 완벽한 내 컨트롤 젠틀하게 놀아서 내 아쉬운 마음은 묻어둔 채 I'm a change man 어차피 아무도 모르니까 아쉬움은 내 마음 속에서만 아무리 흔들려도 네 눈엔 안 보여 마음속에선 달을 넘어 별을 지나서 난리 나도 절대 안 보여줘 완벽한 내 컨트롤 젠틀하게 돌아섰네 아쉬움 남은 묻어둔 채 I'm a change man.
The crowd was really struggling with this one. Oof. All right. This was JYP Sweet Dreams and a bunch of other songs. Oh my god. Sarah's take on me getting sampled left and right. I was gonna say they really were like, oh yeah, that song, we're gonna take it and we're gonna just add it in a bunch of times. I remember when we first listened to this. I don't know how early on in my like K-pop career I was doing this, but I remember listening to this for the first time. I want to say at least a year ago, if not pretty damn close. Probably more, a little bit more than a year now at this point. I remember I was not I was not very nice to JYP, and listen, I still stand on business. I still no offense to him. It was, again, the performance was not one of the worst performances I've seen, but man, I really roasted that man. I felt bad, but I'm pretty sure my first comment on him was like his hair, and I remember I said he's like dollar store Vegeta. You know what I mean? He's giving dollar store Vegeta energy here. I mean, like, look at this. Like, this one shot, man. Like, his hair giving Vegeta status. You know what I mean? Like, he looks like he's a extra character in the Dragon Ball Z series. But, man, I don't know. This was this performance was not his best performance, if I've got to say. It's I mean, I feel like that seems to be the consensus amongst everyone, but and like I said, to be fair, I'm sure he had like a bad day or just maybe wasn't feeling good or what have you. So like I said, I don't want to be too harsh because I have bad days where I'm fucking sick and I'm doing this shit. So I'm no better, but yeah, overall I thought this was solid. Like I said, he was working it the most that he could. I feel like, again, he is really cringe dad energy incarnate, and I feel this was on display fully in this section. The samples were wild. We got the aha moment, we got the take on me, we've got like we had a bunch of different samples going on here, and it was a little chaotic, but I feel like that speaks very well of JYP here, so I'm not really surprised. But everyone seemed to be shocked about this. Sarah says, I do feel bad for him since he was sick. He's normally not this bad. Jazz says, not this one. Sarah says, Grimace is back. No Santa says, that face is me. I would assume one of the people in the crowds. Makes sense. Gungi says at least it's better when he gets the dress off. That's debatable, but hey, respect. Kaylee says we watched this last for 1. He loves Purple's clothes apparently. 2, comedic relief, and 3, now we know he's better than this. That's also factual. But I did watch this already, so I feel like I already knew where the bar was at in terms of that. Sonja says, what was up with the aha track from the 80s? He's so extra, meant that in the most loving way. Fair enough. And No Santa says it was near the first, when I first started, so a little over a year-ish. Yeah, okay. Gungi says, I said it's better, but not good. And it's very cringe. It's a very cringe performance. I agree. But wow, we did it. We did JYP, the man, the myth, the legend. I think favorites of mine, this one was interesting. I'd probably say When We Disco is good. I loved Regrets, featuring Highs, or do, like a collab with Highs. That was great. Um, hmm, that's tough. I'm gonna say No Love, No More. I thought that was pretty solid. And I liked his debut. I said Don't Leave Me. I feel like would be my. I think that would round out my favorites for JY Poppy tonight. I would say honorable mention, uh, The House You Lived In. I thought that was also really good. I feel like that could be interchangeable with No Love, No More. I feel like those two songs back to back were really solid. But yeah, I think it was good. Like I said, he's got some songs. I feel like I can do. I feel like I can confidently say that I have listened to JY Poppy now. And B, I feel like now I can say, now I can say if I can truly live by the statement, is JY Poppy actually as good, actually as bad as I feel like people say he is. And I feel like that's kind of that's a little bit of a loaded question. Like I said, is he one of the best artists that I've heard doing this? Not by a long shot. But I feel like his contributions to K-pop is undoubtedly large. So I feel like in that capacity, I feel like he is obviously a pillar in that sense. But I think in terms of his music, like I said, it's definitely not for me personally, but there are definitely some songs on there that I feel like, obviously are great songs, regardless of if you like JY Poppy or not. I feel like I don't know. I keep saying JY Poppy, JYP. I feel like if you like his music, um, you know, cool, then you're probably gonna enjoy a lot of his discography, certainly. But I feel like for someone who is outside of his realm, I feel like he really does a great job of not. I think in terms of performance wise, he always gives his all, which I love to see. But I feel like I have a lot more respect for him as a artist, producer, obviously head of JYP Entertainment. I think he's done a lot. So, um, would be fun. Um, let's see. Gunky says I've always joked about doing a JY Poppy deep dive, but never actually planned on doing one. Just had fun teasing it. Glad we finally did it. That's hey, hey, it is. Um, Sarah says JY Poppy is a mythical figure. I was gonna say feature, mythical figure of K-pop and deserves it. No Santa says his charisma carries him. Kaylee says now we need to do a JY Poppy interview. That would be sick. I'll be down. I feel like I'm definitely not in his lane, but I'd be down to talk to him. It'd be fun. Highly doubt it would happen, but I would still be here for it. Gungi says now I have 4 JYP songs on my playlist, so there's that. Like I said, I think he's an incredible person in terms of I think to me it's like I respect what he does. To me, there's plenty of artists that wouldn't even be here that I love. Twice I feel like is one of those ones that got me. Were early in the K-pop genre that I really love and still love now. Probably amongst my favorite girls group. So I feel like, there's a lot of groups, Extraordinary Heroes. I mean, there's incredible laundry list of groups that he has done wonderful work for. So I feel like I have to give him his flowers where it's deserved. He clearly does a lot. So I feel like he needs to be represented in that way, regardless of whether if you like his musical prowess or not. I feel like he is quite the staple and pillar. So Sonja says, Brandon, you are always very, very diplomatic. I always appreciate that. Oh, thank you, Sonja. That warms the heart. Love to see it. I cried enough this weekend. I finished watching season 3 of Squid Games and I bawled my absolute fucking eyes out. So I don't need to get emotional again. The tear ducts are dried out for a bit. So Gunky says, I don't like most of his music, but there are a few exceptions. Hey, yeah. Sarah says, oof, cried so hard. Yeah, I was gonna say episode 2 and 3 of season 3 were, oh man, gut punches. No Santa says twice bad. Don't you know? I was gonna say that's fair. Gunky says, Brandon, you're so much nicer than me. I don't like this song. I can't stand this. Or hey, listen, I say this a lot and I've said it a lot over my career of doing YouTube. I feel like if I don't personally like it, that just means it's not for me. You know, there's going to be somebody out there that loves this artist and is going to stand this art until they die. And, you know, there's plenty of people that talk shit about other, you know, artists and stuff. But I feel like, you know, as someone who creates music and has been a part of the music scene as a collective for many years, I feel like for me, you know, I would never want somebody to be like, I don't want to say less than genuine because I feel like people can come across genuine and, you know, give their points across. But I feel like everyone enjoys music in different ways. You know, I obviously grew up in the metal scene, and I feel like metal is always a very, you know, again, a very tumultuous genre. So I feel like when I cover other genres, you know, getting into K-pop, getting into other lanes of music, you know, I want to be able to share that same sort of headspace at least, you know. So, you know, it's not for me, it's not for me, you know. Maybe it'll grow on me at some point, but I feel like that's the mentality. I always try to do it and give it the fair shot it deserves, you know. At least I could say I listen to JYP's music, and, you know, there's some songs that I like and there's some that I don't, but, you know, that does not make him any less of a great artist, you know. So he says, I've only seen parts of the first episode of the first season of Squid Games. It's definitely not a show for me. It's a little intense. I feel a little is probably an understatement, but I feel like there's a lot of good meanings behind it, even though it is a little bit more of a gruesome show. But I feel like the writing is impeccable. I will say, if y'all are watching Squid Games, please watch it in Korean. The dub is ass. It's terrible. Do not watch the dub. It's bad. So Sarah says that Marbles episode in season 1 is still one of the best episodes of TV I've seen. I was going to say that Marbles episode is ridiculous. So Gunky says, I've watched a lot of intense shows, but the concept isn't for me. Hey, like I said, very similar to JYP. If that isn't your vibe, hey, listen, I respect that, you know? So very cool. Thanks y'all for joining. Kaylee, thank you for the playlist for JYP. If you like this and you like the commentary, please come join. Discord is always in the description. The homies are real here, so come through. Would love to see that. We will be doing Boys Planet Part 4. We will be diving into a new group. I don't know how to pronunciate this. Sarah, is it Motion? Up Motion? If that's wrong, let me know. But that's Wednesday, so come join Wednesday. Would really love to see you there. Gunky says, can't stand watching K-dramas dubbed. It's so terrible. Up Tension. Okay, very cool. Thank you, Jazz, as well. All right, cool. Up Tension, Wednesday. Love to see you there. Thank you so much. Hopefully Unihi will tell us who they are picking for their deep dive, because I already know they got. Listen, y'all, you think I forgot Uni? I know you have the 100K, so you gotta spill the beans. I'm looking, I'm waiting, but anyway, we'll see. We'll see y'all in the next stream. If you want to spoil it in Discord, that'd be sick. But anyway, see you guys on Wednesday. Have a good time zone, y'all. See you soon. Peace.